Hi, so I'm back. So this is like a PS to how I use the Timon planner, and I realize it's May, and I mentioned in my previous recording, we homeschool the whole year. So if you can see, my weeks here are plotted for 52 weeks. Um, don't mind this part, ha. In your template, this is closed. So I'm gonna close it here. Para lang hindi kayo malito. Okay? So, it's my template. At least you can see. Okay. It's 52 weeks because when you look at my rhythm details, I have 7 kasi nga Sabbath school year. I have 7 seasons that I've planned for, and this will likely change. And then per season there are 7 weeks, and I plan for 7 days a week, just because I want to see a complete picture. So when I look at my calendar, automatically there will be 52 weeks here. But if you can see, ayan na, nag-auto-generate na there are 7 rhythms or cycles that I'd like to go through. I customize the coloring of each 7th week per cycle so that I can mark my breaks, my teaching breaks. And in the earlier video, I think I really started this date by putting here June or July, first week of July. So what I did was, just today, I changed my mind. I said I'm gonna start now, May, because the truth is, I'm in the thick of my planning, and we still do school. It's like a trial for the courses that are under trial period for our next school year. We're wrapping up or deciding to not wrap up some of the workbooks or books that the kids no longer enjoy in their current grade level. So that's how I plotted it. I recolored some of the important dates in our family. So these are birthdays, these are holidays that I really want to commemorate, which I took from the first column, which is available in your template. Kumbaga, saan ko ba ipa-plot itong holiday na to so that I can make sure that we make time to go through these lessons with our children. I've also marked in a different color yung dates na medyo sure ako na we might take a trip, or we really have to be at a family gathering. For example, that's Undas, kailangan na pumunta ng sementeryo, so sure yan. If you can see, the 7th week breaks are in the same color as weeks that I know we will probably take another break. And what's beautiful for me here is that if you count those unintentional breaks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, parang in 52 weeks there's like 7 free weeks also. Wala lang, parang ang ganda lang. And then how did I choose that? So for example, on my 5th cycle, the 7th week of that falls on the New Year week. So sure ako dyan, hindi kami magsuschool. And 2 weeks before that, hindi rin. I know some families intentionally take all of December off. In my family, yan totoo, we really do school even during the holidays, particularly over the Advent season. So like our language arts and maths and holiday or history, and especially our values lessons are focused on the Advent season. Same goes for December. December is when we commemorate our Filipino family traditions. We go to the cemetery. We talk about the kids' ancestors. We talk about the provinces of our parents, of their grandparents. At saka medyo busy yan sa co-op because we have global tales since not a lot of families, or not all at least, really commemorate the Western Halloween. We let the kids dress up in costume in time for literary week, parang ganyan, or United Nations, around the same season, kumbaga. Ayan, so kasi International Literary Month, or yeah, ang September. So parang 2 month long celebration yun. So we pick a book that the kids want to do for a book club. So as you can see, I'm really having fun planning for this season. What I do is, I just make sure that I submit my kids' grades on June 15 and Jan 15, because in Home Life Academy, we have the spring season and the fall season. So, yun lang yung times that we send our grades. And then the portfolio keeping is something that we do year-round through our blog. So that's how we do our portfolio. For those who are enrolled in homeschool providers and comply with DepEd, pwede nyong gawin na yun nga, in this planning season, medyo ginagamit nyo na yung, sineset nyo na yung template para mag-a-add na lang kayo ng, ano nyo doon, ano tawag dito, ng entries ninyo, kasi 5 per subject, parang ganyan, di ba, every quarter. Or you can also allocate for that here, parang, okay, by this week, dapat nagpa-portfolio, portfolio keeping na kami, parang ganun. I know a quarter is usually about 8 weeks, 8 to 9 weeks. So for me, I will just personally decide that it's 6 weeks, and then we rest. On the 6th week is usually like a culmination or exam for us. So look at how nice my second cycle is going to be. So it's going to start around the same time that most schools will start their school year. That's June 23. So on this cycle, I will be intentionally planning for a nature study themed school para mas madali. Kumbaga, natural yung flow namin into this. Especially since this May is like a Sabbath planning season and a trial. This will be our official start of the school year. In other words, our first quarter. So as you can see, we will have 5 weeks of full lessons kahit na birthday ko. And then on the 6th week, it falls right on the start of August, buwan ng wika. So this is like our exam or culmination for Q1. And we'll ease into our second quarter or our third cycle, which I intend to be focused on Philippine folk tales and indigenous stories. Because ang dami yung isa-celebrate on that cycle na related to the Philippines. Buwan ng Wika, Ninoy Aquino Day, National Heroes Day, and then there's the National Teachers Month and International Literacy Day. Ayan. So, on the last, parang somewhere here, I'm sure our co-op will be having our Buwan ng Wika celebration. And then, on the Martial Law Declaration Anniversary, we'll take a break. Ayun. I-mark nga natin yan. Tingnan mo, nakalimutan ko i-recolor. Ayan. So that's what I do. So, you can do this with your own calendar. Just don't change the formulas or drag or copy kasi ayan, medyo complicated yung formulas, so that the calendar is auto-generated when you change the start month that you decide on and the week. But this one, you can definitely keep moving this around, the notes here, and recolor them as much as you like, change the fonts. Ayan. On my third quarter or fourth cycle, we'll start moving into faith, giving. Maybe we'll be planning for our Easter outreach the next year. We'll be focused on reminding the kids on our Christmas traditions. Pero yun, I'm plotting a more restful 2 weeks leading up to or a little after, kumbaga. As ito rin kasi yung time that their older siblings may have a sem break, so we'll probably be going out of town, or the household will be very busy because their older siblings are home on college break. Mga ganyan, mala-mala. And then, ayan, mag-a-advent school na kami. So that's our 4th quarter. So it's kind of compressed. But if you comply with 180 days of school in other providers or British or US requirements, 36 weeks lang kasi talaga ang 180 days. So you can just really count. For example, for me, Mondays to Sundays. So for example, 43 weeks. When you count naman here sa dulo, you can see, asan na? You'll be able to count diba? So, what's happening? So, for example, here, count, 200 days na yun. Pero kasi meron akong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, minus 45. 180 dapat, no? So, my official end of my school year will be, ayan. So, if I was gonna count, yun, basta pwede mo siya i-count. 245 days of school, guys. Unless you're gonna count your Saturdays. For us, we do because we have Ru has ballet, and Sundays is music lessons with their teacher, with their coach. So, it's a school day every day for our family. We are well above and beyond 180 days in our school year. Ayan, so you can change this. Essentially, you can change this. And how the planner works for you is, if you find yourself, it's already July 14, term 2, week 11, or do you just change your currently studying here? Cycle, ano sabi ko? Cycle 2, week 11. And then the plans here on the weekly sheets will change. The lessons, kumbaga. Na binura ko. Kasi nga, placeholder lang yung nilagay ko when I was recording this lesson. Ayun. So, week 11. Kunwari lang, testing. This one kasi, you can really plug in whatever lessons. Ako daw, na-OC ako kasi I wanna keep those squares. So, I don't know if you will too. Ayan. So, nagbura lang ako. But, it should come out there. It's not yet coming out because I also erased the subjects. So, yun. Na-excite lang ako ipakita sa inyo yung calendars. So, just in case this is something that's also difficult for you to navigate, I also have a clarity call link if you need help with your planner. But if you need support actually planning your lessons and the design of your homeschool, I'm happy to do that for you. Maybe in another recording, I'll share a different mom's lesson plan. It's like this also, pero blue yung kanya. Kasi nga, iniba namin yung colors to match for her grade 6 son. So, ayan! Thank you. I'm so, wala lang, na-excite lang ako, and I hope this was helpful to show you how to actually plan for your own home's flow.